afternoon, Sabrina.
Good afternoon, Kiera.
What is your topic on?
My topic is on Pearl Harbor, a very serious subject.
Well, obviously. What should I imagine?
Imagine waking up to the bombarding noises of what some people would classify as the most horrific day of their lives.
And by this, what are you referring to?
I'm referring to December 7th, 1941.
Wow.
The day the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor without warning.
Without warning?
The tragedy of Pearl Harbor during World War II began with Japanese and American backgrounds. In spite of early warnings, there were adequate medical facilities that nursed the wounded after the attack.
So I know we were just talking about December 7th, but what date are we talking about now?
December 11th.
How many days after is that?
4 days after. Yes. War was declared. Yes. Japan ended up winning the war. Yeah.
Oh, we didn't win?
No, we didn't. But it took great effort to produce equipment. Japan realized that the United States had the power to block expansion in Asia.
What was their new goal?
The new goal was to try to cripple the U.S. fleet, Pacific fleet.
And when were they planning to do this?
When the United States were at anchor in Pearl Harbor.
Oh, so they're sneaky, aren't they?
They are sneaky. They began military expansion in the 1930s. They wanted to acquire Asia's rich resources. The military expansion included China and much of Southeast Asia. Japan had few natural resources and depended on us, the U.S., for petroleum and other goods.
Good old U.S., huh?
Yeah.
Who is the general that became the premier on October 4th?
His name was General Hideki Tojo.
Oh, I think I've heard of him before.
Yeah, he's pretty popular.
So it's still the year of 1941, correct?
Yes, it is. And this is when the U.S. demanded to stop any military expansion action. Japan ignored the U.S.'s demand. The United States then decided to cut off any exports to Japan.
But they were just best friends. I mean, trading petroleum and other natural resources.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a very abrupt change.
Oh yeah, it badly affected them.
Wow. What did Japan have in the Pacific and in China?
Japan had territorial ambitions. They had a plan, which was basically to create a greater East Asia co-prosperity sphere. Yeah.
Can you say that 5 times fast, please?
No, I cannot, actually.
Alright, next time.
Next time, yeah, stay tuned for that one. Japan then made a pact with Germany, agreeing to come to each other's defense if ever, like, an attack and they need help.
Yeah. And, I mean, if I were the U.S., I wouldn't really like that. Did they like that?
No, us, meaning the U.S., did not like that one bit.
Us did not like that.
Us, aka the U.S.
Who made the decision to attack Europe then?
Nazi Germany, actually, yeah.
And then, after they attacked Europe, what did they do?
They took over Europe.
What?
Yeah, up until this point, the U.S. had stayed out of the war. They wanted to remain, like, neutral and not have any problems, but...
That's how Roosevelt is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he had... Well, speaking of Roosevelt, he had leadership at the time. Yeah.
How ironic.
He actually provided extensive aid to Britain and the Allies. The Pearl Harbor route had high tension with Japan already, so that didn't help at all. But it didn't help because the United States was involved with the Pacific. They had been since the late 19th century or so.
I'm sensing some tension here. I could literally cut through it. When did America hold naval bases across the Pacific?
1940.
Right, and at that time the main concern of government was that Japan's advancement threatened Allied possessions in Asia, am I correct?
Correct, and most British.
Oh, mostly the British, okay. And then in World War II, what happened to Britain?
The British weakened greatly. When they did not receive help from the other states, Germany was suffering too. So Japan had to aid Germany because of their pact. The pact that we just talked about, where they would come to each other's defense and attack, that also included suffering.
I would be really mad, again, if I were the U.S.
Oh, it just irritated them even more.
Even more, wow.
No surprise there.
And, who could figure out that the Pearl Harbor attack was going to happen?
Yeah, America could figure out that the Pearl Harbor attack was going to happen. There was a lot of uncertainty.
So no one was really positive that it could happen. But, I mean, if anyone were to be, it would be the American military intelligence.
Yes. Admiral H. Kimmel, who was in charge, he wanted verification. He wasn't just going to go jump to assumptions just because he heard, like, little rumors. He needed to know that something was actually going to happen.
If there was no evidence, they had no reason to be suspicious.
Exactly. I mean, the radio office at Pearl Harbor was waiting for solid evidence before they would alarm people, because they don't want to scare people for no reason.
They needed that solid evidence, always.
Yes. I mean, the radio office was led by Lieutenant Commander Harold Kaminsky, who gave the order. There were subtle signs of an attack, but not big enough ones to put together that there would be something as big as what was actually coming.
And then, can we refer back to the date that we were talking about at first? What was that date again?
December 7th, 1941.
And about what time are we talking?
Well, right now that we're going to talk about, it's about 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
1 a.m.
And, where are we located then?
Yeah, we are located off the waters of Oahu in Hawaii.
I heard it's a nice place.
It is a nice place, actually. I've been there a couple times.
Isn't that where the United States discovered Japanese submarines near American ships?
Yeah, it's so weird. The Japanese actually near Pearl Harbor, and they released subs. Not your average ham and cheese sub.
I do like my ham and cheese sub, but what kind of sub are you talking about? Bacon? BMT? Turkey?
Oh, I wish. That would have been so much easier. But no, midget subs.
Midget subs.
Not the kinds you eat, by the way, submarines.
Ah, thanks for clearing that up.
Well, some people get confused on that.
I mean, I would too. But, so they, other than the subs they released, because they released the midget subs, what else were they releasing?
They also launched planes.
What about bicycles?
Just planes. The radar screen showed approaching Japanese planes, but not soon enough. Only one, let me repeat, 1 out of 5 midget subs made it to Pearl Harbor.
Oh my god.
You want to know?
Horrible.
Yeah. Do you want to know why only 1 out of 5 made it to Pearl Harbor?
Tell me why.
Well, because the rest were found and destroyed. Go USA! Whoop whoop!
And so, I mean, I guess that would take some time to accomplish, right? So,
Oh yeah.
last time we talked it was about 1 a.m. What time is it now?
It's now about 6:53 a.m.
Are you sure? Is that exact or is that an approximation?
It's exact.
Okay.
6:53 a.m.
And what happened then?
Outer Bridge reported attacking. You know, they were fired upon. They're fired upon. Ooh, my bad. And death charges have been dropped.
Where were they operating in?
They were operating in a defensive area. At this point, the radio office was starting to put the pieces together.
So okay, I see. They're
Finally.
catching on. It could take a while.
Yeah. They immediately tried to call superior officers. The officials thought the reports were false. Because, I mean, it was a big accusation with not enough evidence. And, you know, like I said, they don't just want to scare people.
That's true. And, I mean, I guess that would take some time for them to, recollect all their thoughts. Last time we talked, it was about 6:53, you said.
6:53, yeah.
So what time is it now?
It's about 7:40 a.m.
Ah.
Yeah.
And then what happened then?
About 7:40 a.m., yeah, the U.S. Finally decided to head out. I mean, despite the actual attack at Pearl Harbor, the United States, we were not put on alert. We were not given any warning.
That's not really fair.
It's very unfair.
Oh my god. Who was lucky to get good supplies?
Oh, the medical facilities actually were really lucky.
Good for them.
Yeah,
they really did deserve that.
They did deserve it. From about like 1939 to 1940, Pearl Harbor got extra attention from Surgeon General and officers because it was such a huge event in history.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. By 1940, they received more supplies, including bed capacity, equipment, and medication.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many, you said beds, did you?
Yes, bed capacity.
How many beds would you say that there were?
Approximately 250 beds.
Wow.
Maybe more.
So did they have a lot of people there that they didn't have enough beds? Did they have to, like, sleep in same beds?
They were okay, plus, like, they even had extra beds, but you'd never be prepared after what happened.